Some disappearances make the news. A hiker lost in the woods, a child vanishing at a park. But sometimes the story doesn't end when they're found. Sometimes that's when it really begins. There are people who disappear for hours or days, only to return with no memory of what happened. They look the same, they sound the same, but the people who know them best know something isn't right. Their mannerisms change. Their voices don't sound quite the same. Pets react to them with fear. And in the quiet, in the dark, when no one's watching, they stare, like they're remembering something we can't understand. The stories you're about to hear are all reported as true. Names may be changed, but the events were shared by people who lived through them. These are not tales of kidnappings or escapes. These are stories of reality slipping, of people who crossed into something else and came back wrong. You may think you know the people in your life, but after tonight, you might start looking at them a little differently. These are 3 true stories of people who vanished and returned. Different. Story 1. The Wrong Eyes. Samantha was 16 when she vanished for the first time. She had gone into the woods behind her family's rural property in Pennsylvania, just before sunset. She didn't come back. After a frantic night of searching, she was found at dawn, standing still in the clearing, barefoot, covered in dirt and long scratches. But alive. She wouldn't say where she'd been. For 2 days, she didn't speak. She just stared. Her family thought it was trauma. But her golden retriever, Max, growled at her constantly. He had slept in her bed every night since she was a child. But now, he barked and cowered whenever she entered the room. Her mother noticed her eyes looked different. They'd always been hazel. Now they looked almost black in low light, like the pupil had swallowed everything else. One night, Samantha whispered to her younger brother while he was asleep. He told their parents the next morning that she kept repeating a phrase, "I'm still down there." That was 3 years ago. She goes to school, eats dinner, smiles for pictures, but her family no longer speaks of the woods, because whatever came back, they don't believe it was their daughter. Story 2. The Bus Stop Slip. Chris was waiting at a bus stop at 2:13 a.m., talking to his girlfriend on the phone. He was headed home after a late shift just outside Chicago. The conversation was normal until the line went silent. She thought the call had dropped, but Chris didn't call back. He didn't come home, and he didn't show up to work the next day. CCTV footage showed something strange. One moment, Chris was standing near the bench. The next frame, he was gone. No one walked by, no car, no movement. He simply vanished. 2 days later, he was found barefoot and disoriented outside a gas station 60 miles away. His feet were blistered and his phone was dead. He swore he hadn't gone anywhere, said he stood at the stop the entire time. But he described the sky as greenish, said people passed him by, moving in slow motion. And there was a buzzing in the air, like insects whispering numbers. Since that day, his friends say he hasn't been the same. He doesn't laugh the way he used to. He blinks less, and he's always smiling, like he's rehearsing it. When he walks past mirrors, he looks into them for a long time. Story 3. The Little Boy Who Came Back. It was supposed to be a simple picnic by the lake. The Carter family was out with relatives, enjoying a warm summer afternoon. Their 5-year-old son Noah was playing near the trees when he wandered out of sight. They found him 28 minutes later, soaked from head to toe, standing at the edge of the lake, staring across the water. He didn't cry. He didn't say a word. He just smiled and held his mom's hand. But that night, he began to speak about strange things. He said he'd been underwater in the house with no lights, that there was a hallway that led to rooms full of people who didn't move, and a man with no face who followed him back. He refused to sleep near mirrors, started closing closet doors with pillows stacked in front of them, and he began drawing his family in crayon, but always added one extra person, a tall figure with no face standing behind someone. Once, while watching cartoons, he whispered, "I don't think I was supposed to come back." The Carters never returned to that lake again, and Noah still won't swim. He says, "If I go under again, I might not come back alone." Final words. When someone disappears and returns, we call it a miracle. But what if that's not the truth? What if sometimes they don't come back the same? What if something else comes back wearing their face? The stories you just heard are more than just strange. They challenge what we think we know about this world and what lies beneath it. If you've experienced anything like this, or know someone who has, tell your story in the comments below. And if you ever lose someone, even just for a moment, make sure they're really the same when they return. Because some doors don't fully close. Like, share and subscribe for more interesting horror stories.